And we are. There we go. And we have music and stuff in the background. Okay. Well, we're starting off well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are out there in TV land. And welcome back to another Reality Skewed Gamers Jedi Academy, where we bring the best and brightest of content creators and sprinkle in some mental damage of RSG into the Q&A show of Q&A shows. That's right, this is a Q&A show where we allow you to ask us, the panel of misfits, questions, and hopefully we can give you somewhat of a coherent, intelligent, somewhat logical, knowledgeable answer. No promises on that, but that's what we're here to do. I'm your man with the plan, Ranger J 1999. So far, we've got Aldous the Sandfly here with me so far. That's your cue to say
Good to see you,
hello.
everybody.
Yeah, you can say
Yeah, hi everyone.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm in a total chatty mood, so yeah, I'm excited.
Yes.
I want lots of questions.
Mm-hmm.
I want different questions this week.
No, you'll get what you like, and that's the way it is. So we'll get some more panelists. They just slowly matriculate in because it's early. Sometimes some of them it's really early. Some of them it's really late. So it just depends. So they'll get their asses in here if they're going to get in here, and we leave it open to all the content creators, and they can show up whenever they can, and then they can join us. And our purpose of this stream is to basically answer all your questions about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. It's a 2-hour Q&A stream, and it works pretty simple. If you have a question that you want to pose to myself or the panel or all of us or none of us, then put your question into the chat. However, we do have a format for scooping up questions. We use Nightbot as a filtering tool, and I have a filtering word to help me identify your questions and scoop those out of all the different topics and stuff that you guys will have in chat. So if you have a question, make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement. That identifies it as a question that I will scoop up. If you don't, I'm probably going to miss your question because there's just no way in hell that that's going on this good earth that's just going to happen. So if you'd like me to get your question, make sure you follow that format. And help those that are newer to the chat, longtime viewers. If someone asks a question, say, hey, by the way, if you want to get your question answered, just give them a little nudge, wink, wink, say, hey, this is the way you need to do it, so he'll see it. Because a lot of times it's hard for me to catch up, but sometimes I do. You may get lucky, I might catch it, but not, it's all good. So try to follow that format as best you can. Hope everyone is having a great weekend so far. And start getting your questions in. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, because it's as content creators, it matters on Twitch, subs, it matters as well over there. So follow everybody. We'll allow all these great content creators to pimp their stuff at the end, and I do encourage you to go check out their stuff and show them some love for being here. It's very important. But for the RSG side, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, Twitch, sub. Also think about becoming a Patreon sponsor, guys. If you love the content that we're putting out, if you love shows like Jedi Academy, and you want to see shows like Jedi Academy and other things going, becoming a Patreon sponsor is a great way to support the channel. It costs money to do this stuff, guys. I mean, if you'd like to see us do the things that we do and all the different aspects and how we do them, $5 a month. It's not like I'm asking for $5 a month, less than the cost of half a can of Starbucks for Ranger to keep the content that you love up and running. So check out the Patreon. It's linked in the description below, as well as our Discord. I encourage everybody to join our Discord because a great group of awesome folks there. We do a lot of cool stuff. I've been showing the Book of Boba Fett on the day it comes out on Wednesdays after our lunch stream. So you haven't checked that out, do. And plus, there's other games that we're playing, and just really a good group of folks there. So join our Discord and hop in, and you should have some fun there. For schedule-wise, I'm doing the Jedi Academy, and then take a break, and then I'll be back tonight for some Dungeons and Dragons. With the crew, hopefully we get everybody in and we can do some Dungeons and Dragons. There will be no Dungeons and Dragons next week because we're going to be missing some folks. So we're going to get a good session in tonight, and then we'll have a break, and then we'll get some more D&D in. All right, anything else? I can't think of anything. God, I went through the spiel there. You have to, all content creators go through the spiel. You have to give the mechanics of how everything works. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, we did our GSC last night. Myself and Crom, we did ours. And then we raided out all over to the Hoinsey string. Hoinsey, and it was me, Crumb, and Ram Bam last night. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun giving Ram Bam endless poo-poo about Mace never getting another rework. I mean, it was glorious, and I enjoyed it immensely. All right. Anything else? Okay, I'm just, it's hard. I haven't had my coffee. Aldous is like, what, 5 o'clock in the afternoon over there or something? 4 o'clock your time?
3 p.m.
Okay, so it's just right after
3 p.m.
So it's just right after afternoon tea. So okay, got it.
Afternoon beers time.
Tea. You guys have afternoon beers? I thought it was afternoon tea. Then beers after dinner.
We have morning beers. We have afternoon beers. We have evening beers.
What about dinner?
How it
Supper. All right. So what we'd like to do in the beginning is give our thoughts on the week that was in SWGOH, and then we'll start doing the questions. I say everybody good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good morning. There you go. But I'll just, I mean, this week has been not a busy week. It's not been quiet. We did get some, we got the new second sister. We got some, GAC's kicking off. I mean, normal schedule. There's nothing too crazy going on right now. We did get a new character. So I guess we'll start there. Well, I don't know. I always leave it. What's on your mind with SWGOH this week? I always ask each content creator when they get on here. What are you thinking about? Any
a decent week. Decent week. Like you say, it's been one of these kind of weird weeks. I think it's easy to overlook the Ackbar Omicron, but that's also kind of relatively good news we'll talk about, or big news. The second sister is obviously huge because it means they're still looking at that area. They've given a whole new faction tag, which is pretty good because it shows they're going to focus. Yeah, it's good. As you know, I lost my first JAC, and then I got a bit outmatched this morning. So I think a lot of people chatting to me in my chat about matchmaking and how they feel about that. And some people liking it, some people not.
I've got some thoughts on matchmaking. Everyone shut up. I'm sick of it. Okay, listen, here's how this works. First of all, we know that it's going to be wonky for the first few, right? It is. I've accepted it. I don't have a problem with it. Here's the other thing about skill rating stuff. If you win a lot and you don't expect to face monsters, then I don't know what to tell you. If you think it's just going to be, if you go 3-0 and kick the crap out of people, and then go 3-0 and kick the crap out of people, eventually you're going to get to a level where you're going to lose, and you're going to face someone that has a huge advantage over you. I've already started facing because I'm Kyber 1. Aldous, you're Kyber 2, right? Or what? You're Kyber?
I got relegated to Kyber 2.
Kyber 2. So yeah,
and then got 2 6GLs. So it's a bit, I don't know, but I don't know. I think it's like you see it's working its way out. I think there's a lot of
up and down maneuvering.
High accounts. I think my one comment is I expected it to work its way out faster than this.
Yeah, it's gonna.
It's still starting. It's still starting.
I said it was going to be past the midpoint of this GAC that we would start seeing it. So and you also have to remember, as you start climbing up, it's going to get harder. I mean, if you want to get to Kyber 1, you better be prepared for the kind of accounts you were going to see in Kyber 1. I don't know what to tell you. If you only have 3 or 4 GLs and you go to Kyber 1, you better be prepared. I mean, I'm 8.1 million, and I get matched up all the time because for the most part, I have a winning record. I get matched up against some crazy monster accounts. It's ridiculous, and people that watch my JC will know that it's like, I've got people that are 9.3. I had one where when I was 7.9, I got matched up against 9.3. My first round, not this round, but the previous one, it was 8.9 to 8.1. It's like, they have crazy amounts of GP and higher relics and more stuff. The one advantage I have is mod, so I'm 50-50 on the battles I'm facing. But, I mean, people are going to be going up and people are going to be going down. You're going to run into this stuff and you're consistently winning. You're going to get tougher matches, folks. I mean, it's just the way it is. So, yeah. Don't,
We also had...
Go ahead.
No, 100%. I agree, Ranger. We also had a new calendar this month, which I think the only thing I picked out was it's still 5v5 plus ships.
Yes. I don't think they're doing 3v3 for a bit.
Yeah, so I think, I personally like 3v3 because I like the mix-up. I like that. But there's obviously been an extension to more 5v5s, which I think there was rumors of it a while ago in the SWGOH event store, but it seems to be coming true. So looks like 3s might be a while. But yeah, that's kind of cool. So yeah, some pretty interesting stuff on the week. Nothing earth-shattering, but good fun. Good fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying GAC, but I've heard some belly aching about the matchups, even at lower divisions. But it's like, hey, look, if you win, you're gonna face people that are gonna have better stuff. I mean, it's just the way it is. You'll still run into some easy matches along the way, but you got to think too. Cubs had a really good analogy. Is like he faced someone where he had six. They had 6 GLs and he had 3 at the time, but he didn't look at it like, okay, this sucks. He looked at, okay, well, there's a reason why this person's at my level where I am at in Kyber and my skill rating, because they've lost a lot. So there's got to be a reason for that. So you know, I mean, I went 1 and 2 last round, faced some crazy accounts. It's just the way it is. But you know, you just take your punches, man. You know, if you win, you win.
Yeah, like, you know, I mean, like you say, there are reasons why people are at your level or at that skill level. And yeah, I mean, like I say, the first 6 GL paper, the person put 4 GLs on the front, but we kind of knew they would, so we kept our GLs and we cleared them. Yeah. They eventually won, but you know, there's different ways to play it, and I think that's quite good fun, kind of doing all that. Yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. You know, different. It's nice. You get different matchups. You get somewhere you go defensive, somewhere you go offensive, somewhere you put your GLs down, somewhere you keep your random counters.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Pure. It's pure. All right. But yeah, I mean, just let it work itself out, guys. You're gonna get some crazy matchups. Some are gonna be in your favor. Some are not going to be in your favor, and that's just the way it goes, right? So just let it all play out. It'll all be fine. You just keep working on your stuff. As everyone knows, yesterday I unlocked Talon. She's 7 stars, so now I've got just to get Dash and Talon to Relic 5 now, which I'm pushing for. But my God, that secondary gear that you never work on really bites you in the ass, man. It really does. So I'm trying to get those 2 scored away as soon as humanly possible, but they take a lot of Corbantes. I'm pretty much tapped out on gear, so it's going to take me a couple days to get them done, but we'll have Star Killer here very soon, and I'm excited about it. But yeah, the gear is redonkulous that you're just not expecting. It's always those stupid binoculars or some piece you're like, Chata comlinks? No! Oh no, I don't like those at all. So yeah, kind of poo-poo diarrhea. Oh, wait a minute, who else joined us? Oh, it's the GAC Whisper Thing Kyrell sneaking in, thinking that I didn't see him, but I did, because I have the ears of an eagle and the eyes of a rabbit. Hello there, Thing. What's going on, buddy? Missed GAC last night. I did quite well. You missed it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. How did you do? How did the defense do?
Oh, they've tried many battles and haven't not beaten anything.
What about Crumb? How did he do?
Crumb did very well. We got the full clear. I walked him through everything. We used C versus SLKR and won last night. Nice. I couldn't remember. It's been so long since at our level we never see hardly any SLKRs on defense. And if we do, we ain't using C, right? So all he had was C for this. So I had to get with the chat a little bit. Okay, I had to make sure I was doing the right, tell him to do the right thing here, because I'm like, so yeah, it's this link first, and then I was just talking myself through and with the chat before we did. I'm like, okay, now remember. And then we went in, and once that team went down, yeah, he had a lot of solos and stuff. He got his 1738. 1 shot full clear, and his opponent could not get past his front wall again. More geos than his opponent. I told him to take advantage of it. He did, and Crumb's been on a nice little win streak because of it. So, yeah, so it went well. And then our defense did its job like I told you it would. Now that I've got 6 GLs in my pocket, all done, and soon to have Star Killer and a few other teams, we are starting to be able to handle these stuff. There's the reason I was also struggling, and we talked about the matchmaking is, a lot of times I'd have, I only had 5 GLs. Even when I had C unlocked, he didn't have his ultimate. That's a huge disadvantage when you got someone that, 1, has a monster account, 2, has all the GLs, plus all the other goodies that they have. So I'm trying to get all those secondary teams done. So as soon as I get Star Killer, that's going to be a huge boon for us for offense or defense, however we want to do it. And so, yeah, it just takes time. You just have to identify certain teams and stuff. But, yeah, I couldn't get the full clear. He did something I wasn't expecting. We were having an efficiency fighter. Again, I understand why they did. I had the GL advantage for the first time ever in GAC. And they put Kenobi down. I just didn't have any answer for Kenobi. Everything else I did, Darth Revan, everything else. We one-shot everything. But ships, our strategy was fine. But, yeah, it just came down to... a few things. So yeah, but we'll get the win, and then we'll go on to the next round. So there we go. All right. Sweven's sister, second sister. What do you guys? Oh, we got Calvin. Awesome, joining us.
Hello.
Who's joined the ranks of? Yes, he's joined the ranks of the mortals with his first loss in GAC, and since. I think Christmas of 2017. Someone asked me what your win streak was, and I was like, it's 162. You do the math. I don't know how many long that's been since he lost, so that's an outrageous number.
It's weird. It's actually September. It's actually September of 2020. Which, if you do the math, it shouldn't come out to that. But there's something like the months they've done it are weird, and like with the break and whatnot. But anyways.
Sure. Yeah, it's fun.
Yep, it's good to be back.
Yep, it's good. We're glad to have you. GAC, how's it going? Did you win? What about your next? So I know you had lost. Someone messaged me like, "You're not gonna believe this Calvin lost." I'm like, oh, "No." They're like, "Yes." How did your? Have you done your next round yet? Is your opponent attacked? How we looking?
No, but it looks exactly the same. This is my fault on strategy. Like, yeah, these guys have big rosters, but they're using a very specific strategy where when they have a bigger account, it's just going to squash me. Like, I keep, this is so dumb. This is my own fault. I keep putting one of my GLs on defense in the back wall, and all these guys keep sitting 4 or 5 or 6 on the front wall.
Yep.
So I'm not clearing their front walls, and then they're clearing my front walls and can't clear my back wall, and I'm losing.
Yeah.
So I just need to change my strategy, and I think I can climb a little bit further. But I very well might go 1 and 2 this week.
Yeah. Welcome to Kyber 1 there, Calvin Awesome, and welcome to the pain game because, yeah, that's the way it is, buddy. That's the way it is. All right. Second sister thoughts before we start getting to the questions. What do you guys think of the second sister Inquisitor and the Inquisitorius being teased that there's more coming? You guys are
I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I like it. I love Fallen Order as a game. I know she's only from there, but I like the fact that still looking at Fallen Order. Gives me still hope of Merrin. And I think it's good they're bringing a whole new faction. I think you can't judge a new character, especially when she's the first of what must be 4, or at least 3. Whether they'll give a tag to someone else retrospectively, somebody like Sidious, might be possible. But yeah, I think it's good. I think you can't really judge her. She obviously has that new buff, which until it kind of works out. But she is the attacker of the team, which means she doesn't have much utility at all. Because until she gets the other 4, it's not like sometimes when they release the tank first out of a new batch or the bad batch, it's easier to kind of understand, and the tank has more utility. So she on her own doesn't have much utility. But yeah, I think it's good. She's got an Empire tag, and she also has one more, I think.
I don't blind force user.
So anyone that picks up, and we'll talk a little bit maybe about the Ackbar thing, but anyone that picks up an Empire tag or a Rebel tag for me is quite valuable. There's a lot of utility there, so yeah, I will watch her progress with great interest.
All right. Anybody else? Second Swisser. All right. Let's get to some questions. They're coming in hot and heavy off the presses, so let's rock and roll. Let's see here. Darth Scion, my boy. He's got a few questions back to back to back. We'll start off here. So this question: I'm enjoying the new characters, but good God, why can't we get any ships? I think the community needs something to work for in TB, TW, etc. as the game modes are becoming stale again. Thoughts? Who wants to talk about ships? We talked about this religiously. We need ships.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like we know we need them. We know the community wants them, but this isn't new. This isn't like this year. I mean, we really haven't gotten a good amount of ships. Like Executor was just 1 or 2. Before that, it was 1 or 2. Like I don't know if there was ever a phase where we were getting a decent amount. I mean, maybe for the Millennium Falcon like 3 years ago.
Sure.
I don't know what to tell you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay. Yeah, we know we need ships. You know, we need to ship harder. So let's see what happens. All right.
I think the only issue I have with it is that they're obviously there for more and more under pressure to launch one ship, and that ship to be the automatic counter to the Executor. So I think the danger is they're just going to, rather than launching us a new fleet or 5 or 6 or the 60 we hope for, they're just going to give us one. And I think that's something that I wouldn't enjoy, because it just puts the focus on, you know, we want a volume of ships, not just one good ship.
There you go. Darsign 1972 question: when is the new Conquest technically going to be active? The censor in the next three Conquests is frustrating. So we should get something. This is just tentatively. I don't know anything, but Conquest will not start Monday. It will start the Monday afterwards, right? It's always that first official Monday of the month. Monday this next week will be the 31st. It's still January technically, and they don't like to launch it until it's actually into the month. So we'll get Conquest. What would be February 6th is what my guesstimation is here, and then we should get something this week coming up about Conquest. Maybe not a road ahead, maybe not a state of the galaxy, but we should get at least what the next Conquest reward is going to be, is my guess. Does the panel have any thoughts on this, of my insight into my buffoonery?
I mean, yeah, it was very factual.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I finally answered a good question. Yeah, I did good.
I'm very hopeful and curious to see what the reward is. And like Aldous was saying, I feel like they're going to hit up Fallen Order. And we saw the marquee packs. Mm-hmm. There's only 3. And they said they're going to give us a full team of Inquisitors. So I'm wondering if the prize for Conquest is going to be like the Grand Inquisitor, and the Jedi that he's built to beat is JML.
Oh, I like that. Anybody else?
No, 100% agree with that. I think the purpose they haven't announced the next Conquest because they need to announce the character before they can tell us the Conquest is starting. So I reckon this week, Tuesday or Wednesday, they'll announce the character, and then we'll be off the races. But I agree with Calvin. I think it'll be a chase for an Inquisitor, I would have thought.
All right. Good stuff. Thing, you're not really talking much here. Are you just hanging out? Are you just trying to wait for moments to give me a hard time? Is that what you're doing?
Sorry, I'm still like half asleep.
All right, drink your coffee. Just all right. Just go get your coffee. Wake up, man. God damn it.
No. As far as the Inquisitors go, yeah, I mean, they pretty much tease the fact that, like, you know, like they brought a new tag. They always do that. They don't bring a tag for no reason. So it's either, you know, going to be used for like some kind of event or definitely something for some kind of synergy. So it would be awesome. I mean, Fallen Order is like, you know, I mean, it's something that we've asked for at the community for a long time. So it's almost like, you know, now that it's here, we don't even know what to do with ourselves, you know?
There you go. See? Science.
The only thing I would say is I'm talking too much. I don't remember them using the word Inquisitoris as part of Fallen Order.
No.
So
that is weird. That is very weird.
The tag they've used is the more canon one, not the Fallen Order one, is the only kind of thing I'd say to people. I fully expect to get, I think it's the 7th sister, who looks very much like a tank. I fully expect to get her.
You mean 9th sister?
9th sister, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's an easy out for CG to make her a tank.
Yeah, that looks like an easy out. But so I found it very interesting that the tag wasn't Inquisitors, it wasn't Inquisition or Imperial, it was Inquisitoris, which I don't remember being used at any point in Fallen Order. So,
I don't remember being used in Rebels either. I don't like that wording does seem oddly specific.
It's
Yeah.
a very canon. It's a very canon. Therefore, that's why I think a lot of people. I mean, obviously, I guess they were started by Sidious or Emperor Palpatine, and so I don't know whether we'll see the leader end up being EP or Darth Sidious or something. I don't know. There's a weird. It's a weird one, but I think the fact they brought that tag I find particularly interesting.
All right. Next question from our boy Darth Science's question. Am I the only one who's absolutely thrilled Dash and Kyle went to Cantina? Do we think CG has the dreaded fleet node farming coming for Mara Jade or Talon?
Probably.
Yeah. Hey, don't. Never. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. But I mean, the fact that we got two of them on Cantina, that's pretty nice. I mean, that's beyond nice.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's fantastic. What are you
It's
talking
better
about?
than a
No.
hard node.
I'll take that over a hard
No.
node any day of the week.
definitely better than a
You're
hard
just
node.
being a poo-poo
They-
head.
No.
All right.
No.
All right, Kraken
So,
Bill, what do you think?
If you do the math for what you have to pay in
every-
refreshes to compared to what you have to buy in relics, it is significantly better. Like it feels bad,
no,
but it's significantly better.
Yeah. See, I'm at the point in the game where like relics is everything. So anything that slows me down
All
from getting
right,
relics
Kraken
is
McGee.
just no.
All right, we get it.
No. It's I would absolutely buy a tune before farming it from Cantina.
Well, for us other poor schmucks out there. Well, problems, man. You gotta love it. No, I don't
Yeah,
like it because I
seriously.
need to get all the gear. Yes, I need Relic 9 on all my tunes. It's
Yeah, that's
interfering with that.
That's right.
Well, for the rest of the poor schmucks, actually, I think it's really nice because if farming characters on hard nodes is just like I'm doing.
It takes forever.
It really is. I'm finishing up Omega. She's 77 out of 100, and I'm working on Fennec 2. She's 46 out of 100, and holy Christ in heaven, it is brutal. It is
Dash
so
is going to
brutal.
beat my Vander Chewbacca, and my Vander Chewbacca is accelerated, and I started farming on his hard node when Dash was released.
Yeah. It's it's especially hard because it's like old school when these characters first come out if you're farming them because they're not accelerated, and that's why it's really slow. And I know ships aren't either, so I just remember I just still have PTSD of doing Sith Fighter and Sith Bomber and just be like, please God. I remember just doing that every day, like, please God, just take me now. I can't do this anymore. This is horrible. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was surprised we got one. I'm even overly shocked that we got two in Cantina. I mean, that's really crazy. Now,
I kind of got.
Yeah. But two?
Because especially the first one, because you just farm him all the way, and then you're still stuck behind the other three on hard nodes. But they did two, and I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, Cal, what do you think? Talon and Mara Jade. What do you think? Do you think they're going to do? Are they going to go 3 for 3 on Canteen and make one hard node, or do you think we're going to 2 hard nodes coming up?
I would bet hard and fleet.
Hard and fleet. Okay. What do you think?
Or 2 fleet. I don't think we'll get more Cantina. That would be really strange.
Yeah, that would be. But I mean, it would expedite a lot of Star Killers. But I mean, they're going to do something where they can.
Oh yeah, you'd get beginning players with Starkiller before whatchamacallit, because the beginning players are some of the only ones that aren't super hurting for relics.
Yeah. Unlike us old crusty turds that have done 6 GLs and Executor and everything else and have like no salvage or gear pretty much left in their inventory because it's horrible. It's so horrible.
And also, those players are working on just getting things to gear 11.
Yeah. Someone asked me, and we were talking about it this week as we were starting to get Starkiller more free to play. Where does Starkiller rank for GLs? Because he is a GL killer. Let's just be straight up with it. He's
in GAC, yeah,
GAC. But that's in a big one, right? In GAC, he's pretty sick, right? And that's kind of important. I told him, I said, you know what? This Starkiller is becoming more free to play. I'm actually telling people to farm him. Finish up whatever GL you're on, but go for Starkiller. It's 4 characters. It's Relic 5, right? If they're all free to play, you can work on them. Get them to they're only relic 5. 4 characters are relic 5, and each of 4 of those characters make 4 separate teams. Dope as hell. And then you get Star Killer, who you can use in GAC to go do some. You can use them on defense or offense, and it's kind of like having another GL. For the price of 4 relic 5s, you get a character like that. That's compared to doing a GL where you need like 15 characters with all these crazy relics, some worse than others, right? Because one person asked me, Star Killer, Lord Vader. I'm like, you know what? Go get Star Killer. Start working towards Star Killer before you go do Lord Vader, because 4 relic 5s for Star Killer, as compared to if you have to just get Bad Batch to relic 5, like it's like comparison. Let's say you haven't started Lord Vader, you get Bad Batch, and don't get me wrong, I love me some Bad Batch. I think they're dope as hell. I mean, Bad Batch is grossly good, but they're both pretty much relic 5. But this for Lord Vader with like relic 7 to 8, on top of that. But then you get, if you do Star Killer, you get 4, and you get Star Killer. I don't know. That's my thought on it. Am I crazy? Are we having any? No, I'm not crazy. Okay.
No, best Rex in the entire game. Like every single one of the GLs has a 1 or 2 just complete losers that you have to gear, like Tusken or Rose or Krennic or whoever. And then all 4 of these are really stinking good. Yeah.
I mean, think about each of those characters. Kyle on the Momo team. Dash can be used in different places, either in a prepare team or on a Boba Fett team. Sign of Django or Bam. You've got Darth Talon, which really helps either your Revan team or your Traya team out. Really, does a great job. And then Mara Jade is just ridiculous with Emperor Palpatine. So yeah, okay, good stuff. All right, let me check something's tagging me. I'm always getting tagged. Damn it. All right, let's.
I think sorry, Rage. I think Nicholas Vasquez has it's not a question, it's a comment. I think it is a balance you're talking about now, where he's kind of alluding, sometimes getting characters faster. You get the shards faster, but you don't get the gear faster. You don't get the relic materials faster. So I think there's a lot. It's a good comment. The fact is that you've got to balance the relic mats with the gear, with the shards, and yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna respectfully disagree, Nicholas, because you always go for characters before gear. Plain and simple. I've done this with everything I've ever farmed, and I'm not just talking about Cantina at the moment. I'm talking about get 2, get 1. Because you've got Yoda, you've got Wampa, you've got the Negotiator, you've got Malevolence, you've got Malik, right? And the reason I'm saying that is you do take a hit. I've done all those farms where it's like, okay, I can't use my get 2 or get 1 at the moment for gear. I'll try to figure out where I can get it in other places, but I got to get these shards, right? You always want to get those character shards first, and they're free to play, and it's Cantina. It's not like it's a hard node. So you just have to adjust your plan to that. But I mean, for me to farm Dash the way it was in Cantina, I'm like, yeah, right. I mean, I wasn't, the thing was with Dash, I'm not getting salvage. So you have to kind of figure that out. Like, okay, I get Dash, then maybe I'll farm a little bit of salvage, but you got events and other things that you can get salvage from. It's a little bit slower, but I'd rather have the characters at 7 stars and then go back in and try to go, get my gear plan in there, because certain gear will be there all the time, right? You've got your Carbantes and your stun guns now in other places. But the salvage hit was hard, but getting a character like Dash, getting him to 7 stars and then just worry about his gear afterwards with all the different places that we can get gear now. I mean, I think that's important. And where we get them at, I mean, I'd prefer Cantina over a hard node. Hard nodes are really, the drop rates are garbage. It takes forever to do, unless you're doing
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. Cantina, you can do it in less than a couple weeks. You just do the 3 100s. You can have that character done in no time. And so that's what I did. I just did Dash, and I used crystals for Darth Talon, and I'm like, done. So now I can go back in. Now that I've got the farm done, just like what I did with Get 1 and Get 2, it's like, okay, now that those characters are done, I'm going back in hard for salvage, because I'm tapped out on salvage. I need it bad. So yeah, I'll disagree with you on that. I mean, I see your point, but I'm just going to respectfully disagree a little bit there, Nicholas. I think,
but
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Calvin, go ahead.
Every character has to be geared. Like, that isn't every character that's come out in the last year or two. They have to be geared. Just because they're easier to farm, that just means they're easier to farm. It's not necessarily a downside. Like, I think I'll have Dash in maybe a month, so I think it's going to take me 2 months overall. Like, It doesn't take me 2 months to get Dash's gear.
See, science. Give me a moment here, guys. I'm switching here real quick. There we go. Hopefully that makes it a little bit stronger, because I've kept seeing we're getting some fluctuations. I'm like, all right, enough of that nonsense. Let's go to the other source. That's why you have 2 sources of internet, just in case this stuff happens. Okay, and look, everybody, it's Senor Hoyer from Hoyer Presento.
What's happening?
What's going on? Long time no see, buddy.
Yeah, figured I would hop on and see how everybody's doing this morning.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. How you been? How you doing?
Been doing great, huh?
Hey, Yuz, how you been doing, Yuz?
Yeah, I like the changes to the game for the most part. I like the new characters they're bringing into the game for the most part. You know, I think there's some big things coming up here shortly. So yeah, pretty excited.
I can neither confirm or deny your statement. I can neither confirm or deny. Nope. I'm the infamous beta tester. I can't say a word. All right. Oh, we got the bloody wanker himself. Nev has joined us too. See, I told you guys they'll slow if you stream it, they will come. So we've got everybody here. Nev, any thoughts on? Have you been listening to the conversations? Warrior, yeah, Nev, Warrior, Sex Sister, Gear, Cantina, Farms, all that stuff. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm just getting a little bit miffed. Yeah, we keep asking for ships and they just keep throwing characters at us. It's like, it's just getting annoying now, you know. And the farming, Dash and Kyle both on Cantina. I mean, come on.
I love it.
You know, throw the community a bone.
Oh yeah, that is a bone to me. That is the best thing.
Yeah, give me a bone like that.
I do not want hard nodes. I never want hard nodes.
Yeah, I'll take Cantina every day of the week, man.
No.
Now, listen, Kraken Bill, you be quiet over there, Mister. I need nothing but relics. I've got all the characters. I need gear.
No, you always focus on gear, and the characters will come.
6 months later.
Yeah, 6 months later. God. Oh, God. All right. I'm still getting some lag. Hold on, folks. Let me see what the hell is going on with...
The Circle of Death.
Yeah, it really is the Circle of Death, and I'm trying
Did I just bring the bad news with me? Is it my fault? Should I just leave? Should I just go now?
I'm not sure what the hell's going on here. So, I'll go to the next question. I'm gonna go check something upstairs real quick. So let me give the next question. Next question from Nathan H. The Omicron, it's a trap, is only gear 12. Is the Omicron worth it? What do you guys think? I'll be right back.
Oh no.
Which Omicron?
The Ackbar one.
It's a GAC one, right? So if it's a GAC Omicron, I like it. If it's territory battles or territory wars, I don't care.
I hate it. I think it's the worst GAC one there is.
Really? Is it that? Yeah, have you seen it in action, or should I say in action?
No, but I mean, you can kind of just see on paper, like you set it on defense, and it still gets sold by Nest. You take it on offense, and you get to be like a Dooku team. Like,
are you speaking from experience in taking it out with a Nest?
Oh, I've beaten Ackbars before, and there's nothing that it does that stops it.
No, there's nothing.
I don't like it.
There's nothing to stop it. Hey, you know what? The Ackbar with a few trash rebels will still steal. You know, if they don't have a Nest that's solo capable, clearly like yours is, they'll still steal a couple of banners.
I think you would be much better off investing in one of the other ones, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you've got alternative options, then go for the alternative options. I'm just saying, you know, if you've already got everything else, why wouldn't you?
I would say on the question. I mean, yeah, the Omicron is absolutely rubbish. But the question is about Relic Kings. The Omicron isn't going to. They confirmed it isn't going to affect the ship.
No, it does not.
So should you relic your Ackbar for the ship? probably. And yes, if you have the relic levels, then taking Ackbar up will
Probably,
help
yeah,
your
that's
rebel
fair.
team. Yeah. So, in light with the question, don't do the Omicron for the ship, but he's a good character to relic anyway for the ships. But yeah,
Oh,
I think but it is a rebel leader. There could be other rebels. I don't know. It is a terrible one, and I agree with Calvin. Giving this Omicron basically is like his leadership multiplied by 3 or 4. It's not a different mechanic. It's not giving him something he didn't have before. So, like you say, he can still be quite slowed. It doesn't change how, and it also doesn't give any more speed. So he's still stuck with his at plus 25. So it's like when speed's king in the game. Honestly, if they'd given an extra 25 speed on top of his original 25, then you'd be like, okay, hang on, maybe I can outspeed people here or get the tenacity up. But because they left it like flat speeds, nah, not for me.
Okay. Let's get to our next question then. What else 73 question? Likelihood that the next Conquest character will be an Inquisitor of the Inquisitorius.
I don't think so.
the Grand Inquisitor.
That's what I was thinking.
I still wouldn't give a rat's ass about Conquest, and it wouldn't make me want to try. It's still dead to me, unless obviously energy refreshes have changed and the all of those things that we've been complaining about since Conquest 7 are rectified.
Anybody else?
What if it's Cal?
What?
What if it's Cal?
Cal Kestis?
Cal
The only thing
Kestis?
I'm thinking about the Inquisitors is if they put the Grand Inquisitor behind Conquest, any person who can't get him isn't going to bother wailing or trying to go after the other 4.
Yeah.
Which just makes him a more exclusive character, and all of the people that do go for the red box are rubbing their hands together, thinking, "Yay, I'm going to have a squad nobody else is going to bother going."
I guess it works both ways.
It makes it exclusive to the tryhards, and for God's sakes, I still haven't even got Cat. That's how much I care about Conquest. Still haven't got Cat. I'm still 80 shards away from Cat. That's how little I care about Conquest.
That's crazy.
So you don't care?
I do not care.
Okay. So now
very few Fs.
Yeah, I know Calvin loves Conquest. I can't stand Conquest. I do it because and you get great stuff from it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the gear, the Omicrons, the other stuff that you get with it, especially if you get the 9.99 pack, which I think is worth it. If you can get the red box, so you got to be smart about it. If you can't get to certain levels in Conquest, you shouldn't be getting the 9.99 pack because you're not getting all the rewards from it. But if you can beat it, if you've got the tunes to beat it, it's pretty good deal. And you get stuff like Maul and Cat and Razor Crest. I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
And Dad Bod Boba Fett is a pretty dope character. But I only do it because they're in there and because that stuff's in there. Not because I enjoy Conquest. I can't stand it. I find it monotonous. I find it boring. I find it just a frustrating ordeal to go through and just a
tedious.
It's very tedious. It really is. Those feats that are like 40, it's ridiculous.
The saddest part is when it came out, that very first 1 or 2 that they did, we all fell in love with the game.
Oh God, it was
fell in love with the game, and they hit it out of the park. It was like, oh my gosh, they couldn't have done better. And then they were like, how can we monetize this and totally destroy it? And that's exactly what they did. And they've made it. They're like, well, it's not difficult enough. People are doing it in 3 or 4 days. Well, some people are. A lot of people aren't, but some people want to just bust through it. But then they decided, well, we're going to have to monetize this, and we're going to have to make it tougher, and we don't want as many people to succeed. And real big mistakes, in my opinion, because it's a phenomenal opportunity for them to give the community exactly what they're looking for. By the way, I think we're going to another ship.
For Conquest? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to go back and forth.
What ship do you think it's going to be?
Character ship. Ravager.
Oh, I would like to see another ship. It would be nice.
Okay, so you think the Ravager? Okay,
I could see that. I would take that.
So it was ship, character, and you're saying ship this time. Okay, so because the first one was Razor Crest, right? That was the first Conquest.
They could do a rotation of that though, like
Right.
1 to
Yeah,
3.
sure. There's no pattern to it. It's whatever they think is. But yeah,
And if it's really good, they're going to want not as many people to get it. And this really limits how many people are going to get it. Like
Sure.
you just said, I don't have cat yet. You know, so you wouldn't have Ravager either.
Why
and
would you
you're
care?
a high-end
Yeah.
player.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why
so
would you care?
I'd rather do that than dropping 20,000 crystals. Like seriously, I would much rather get it through Conquest.
Yeah.
The only thing I would add is that I do think if they go back to a Ravager that would be the counter to Executor, they might do an accelerated Conquest again. I don't think they're going to wait 3 months.
No, they'll wait 3
For
months.
that.
They've already said they're
You
going to do
think?
that. Yeah, they're not going to.
Yeah, they will. It'll be fine. The Executor's only been out for how many months? 4?
What was it? End of summer last year. So because it came like July, August of last year. I'm just rough guesstimation because
Yeah, I know, it's
But
been
the-
a
because I was getting
long
ready to
time.
do Lord Vader.
The Negotiator meta lasted for a year and a half. Like this can go a little bit longer.
Yeah, I wouldn't shock me at
Okay.
all.
Yeah, another Dad Bod Boba's Slave 1 as the ship would be perfect.
That'd be nice.
I'm going to be I'm a million years from Dad Bod Boba, so putting a ship in there that's even less relevant to me would just be perfect. But it would be really, really great for all the people that have really pushed and do push for Dad Bod Boba. I think it would be great for those people.
Yeah.
What would that ship do?
Huh?
What would the ship do different than our current Slave 1?
Massacre bikers.
No spoilers.
Get eaten by monsters.
Stop it.
Come on, I'm saying generic things here.
You
I'm not
be quiet.
spoiling it.
You be
saying
quiet, young
no
man.
spoilers.
I mean, none.
Makes it a spoiler.
0. Who are you, Paul? Would you bring him along with you in your soul there, Nav? What's wrong with you? Start calling you Thaddeus on this stream. God damn it. All right.
The Mike Zero of the
I guess I
spoiler
shouldn't have asked the
community.
question.
No, you did a good job. All right. This is more of a statement real quick. I'll read this and get the next question. Darkseid says, had the best GSC last round as I got to face off against Revenator. Oh, good. It was a great round, and it was nice to chat with the fellow skewer. Yep. Revenator, for all his crap he gives me with the Eternal Twins and everything else, he is still a good dude. We love Revenator. Alexander Bryan, question. What's a good non-mirror counter to JMK with Padme? I was able to counter JMK with JML, but last year rounds I can even take out the tune versus this JMK comp. I don't have Rey. Yeah, what do you guys think? This is a new comp that people are putting down, and it is a nightmare if you can, it's a tough one. Even if you go hard Jedi with it with Jedi Master Luke, it's still nasty. I mean, it can go south really quick. Go with you, War. War, you had a pretty good week last week in GSC. You went 3-0.
You had an excellent week, 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did well last week, and this week I won my first one. The second one, I'm just not even going to try. My first,
he just knows.
The thing is I'm going against somebody who I know very well, and he put all the teams I expected. But my very first battle, I went against Lord Vader, and I used the team for this specific comp that I've never lost with, and I lost.
Oh,
and
God.
And it left not just Lord Vader, but Darth Vader after the comp, and I was like, this sucks because now I have to pull my Imperial troopers, and they're like a key counter. You can't lose once or you lose, right? And so I brought in them, and it just so happened that he was basically on his cooldowns where he could go mollywop ham on everyone. He killed 3 of them right off the bat with his basics and saber throws, so then I was left with 2. I was able to kill Vader but not the other. It took in CLS and couldn't finish it, so I had 3 battles on 1, and I was like, I'm done. I'm just this, you know what, it's okay to have some losses from time to time, and I'm just going to take an easy 3rd round. That's what I'm going to do. Last week I did really well planning and preparing. This week I thought I did, but I don't know, sometimes battles can go south, and when it falls apart like that, you won't have enough to finish because you just can't trip like that at my level.
Well, yeah. I'm on Kyber 1 too, and it's basically when you're up against someone that's got way more GP than you, you just don't have any wiggle room. You got to have your counters do what they're supposed to do. If you get one fight, if I play someone that's 9 million GP, I'm 8.1. They can brute force sometimes to do my stuff, but if I have like one match, like CLS goes wrong against Gas, I'm like, what what the hell do I use now? Because it's like, oh shit. Well, because I was going to use this counter for this and this and this, and you start going through like all the scenarios where it's like, oh my god, what do I do now? So yeah, I feel you on that, Warrior, 1,000%. It's poopy. But JMK with Padme, it's a legit team on defense, man. What do you guys besides Mirror? Besides JML? Is there any other counters? Go ahead, Ward.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, it's super ugly, but you can use Lord Vader. You can use a mirror count, and actually, the mirror. I know a lot of people don't have that, but the mirror is really easy to get max banners if you have your regular Kenobi, because you can charge your ultimate up insanely fast by swapping turns with Kenobi and then using his mass assist, and then just go into ultimate early. Then you can target anyone you want, and then you can take out Cat, and it's downhill from there. Then you go after Padme, and then the rest falls apart. And you can get max banners with that counter, but you really need the counter for counter. Lord Vader's ugly. You'll lose 2 or 3. And then Jedi Master Luke works, but it is a timeout risk, very much so, and it can go south. So it's a very, very difficult counter.
Yeah, I went in there with Jedi Master Luke with Cam and the heavy hitters right yesterday. Took out Snips, man, but man, they just went right after Jedi Rev. I'm like, really? As soon as they got the ultimate, and they go in the ultimate quick, you're like, god damn it. And so I launched Jedi Rev, and then I was just so close to finishing off Cat, and then he pulled off another ultimate. I'm like, god damn it, you were in the red. I had already killed you once. Son of a... It's like, oh, and then so I didn't even bother. So yeah, it's a tough fight. I mean, Kenobi has turned out to be... He is the meta. He is absolutely a monster. You know, he can take out anything easily on offense and on defense with Padme. He is a nightmare. So yeah, not a fun counter to deal with. I don't know how Rey handles... Can Rey take? I don't think Rey can handle that team because
she can, but she needs. It's the. I hate this team. I hate it. It's the super expensive Jedi team where you have to take like Jedi Knight Luke and Jedi Knight Revan and Mark Cat.
Right.
It works, but it does have a timeout risk, and on top of that, yeah, I mean you lose like 4 teams.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is what it is. So that's about all we got for you, buddy. It's a tough fight. I mean. There's just not much you can do about it. All right. Here's a great question for everybody from our boy Tilo Mad. Tilo Mad, we're at work probably. That's why he's not on the Jedi Academy today, but he's out there working hard, working for a living. Says, question, what other 4 Inquisitors do you want in the game? What do you guys want?
I feel like they're
Rebels.
I was going to say the 3 from Rebels and Ninth Sister I feel like are almost locked.
Yeah.
So that would be what, 5th brother? What
was 5th brother, 7th sister, Grand Inquisitor, and then 9th sister from Fallen Order.
Okay.
Yeah, give me some Jason Isaacs.
I'm trying to think of any other Inquisitors because really we've only seen them.
There's one from the Ahsoka book that Ahsoka kills. Spoiler alert. There's another one that kills himself in Rebels that we don't even know his name.
Oh, it's a Grand Inquisitor. Oh, you talking about during the mall fight?
Yeah, the one that flies off and then dies via fall damage.
He's like, wee! Fall damage.
Well,
that was rather sad.
There's 11 known Inquisitors, and they all are like, second, 4th sister, 5th brother,
12th cousin.
Right. Well, they all are like brothers or sisters, like 8th brother, 9th sister, blah, blah, blah.
3rd aunt.
But there is the Grand Inquisitor, and it would be really stupid if we had the no-namers,
he's
and
the
then
most
we didn't
memorable.
have the Grand. Yes, we have to have the Grand Inquisitor because he is like the dude, The rest are just brothers and sisters. Yeah,
exactly.
So they can pick 2 brothers, 2 sisters, any 2 brothers or sisters, and then do the Grand Inquisitor to run the pack. I think would be really cool.
What I'm liking about the game recently is we're getting more evil characters. We've gotten Iden when she was evil, not when she's not evil, which I like. We also have gotten Mara Jade, Darth Talon. We're getting
Star Killer.
Star Killer when he was evil. So I'm kind of digging. We're getting some more dark side love. I think we need more of it because we have way too many light side characters to dark side characters. So if we can get some more,
58% to 42%.
That's a kind of a difference, yeah.
I just hope that they do like 4 Inquisitors, like a Legends event, 4 Inquisitors, and then those 4 get beefed so that you can go for the Grand Inquisitor.
Sure.
I think they said they weren't doing
what
that.
I see them doing.
Okay, they're not doing
which
that.
is going, oh, by the way, Grand Inquisitor was Rebels, so you got a Relic Phoenix. I'm like,
If they do that, I'm just going to.
That they could do.
I'm going to
Well,
cry.
no, Phoenix is already
CG.
used for Thrawn.
Yeah, thanks for that, CG.
But like
No.
Gear 7.
Gear 7 Phoenix to get the Grand Inquisitor. Like,
Well, to get
yeah,
Thrawn,
what are you-
and then you have to
what
have
are you-
R7 to get Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, no, I just that would
break my heart, Anakin. That would really break my heart. If I have to put that kind of relics on Phoenix, I'm going to cry horribly as I put each relic piece on each of the Phoenix. It won't be so bad for Azra and Sabine, but the other ones, I guess Kanan's an okay tank, but man, I can't Chopper. God damn it! All right.
Hera and Zeb
Yeah.
are very hard pills to swallow.
Yeah, that's just hard. That's just mean. All right, let's just move on from
would
our
be
sadness. Yeah, great idea, Ned.
As
You're fired. All right, Fatality V2 question says, will second mortgage make the Lord Vader team more viable on defense? Yes. Second sister, you mean? Not second mortgage? I mean, from what I tested her with her in a Lord Vader team. She does quite well. I mean, she's the unaligned force user, so you can use her there. She does ramp up and does some nice stuff there. You can use her there. I just, second sister, man, she's just, you guys can kind of tell. You kind of need, she's okay with everybody else. It looks like she's going to be like the Bad Batch, right? There'll be maybe 1 or 2
Yeah, her
of
whole
them.
kit is built around Purge.
Right, and she's the only one doing Purge, so you can't ramp her up, by herself. So it's not like you're getting the bonuses from it. So,
I've been testing her with the Mara team, taking my Relic Thrawn out.
that's a good one. That's a good one to use.
She does F all.
Yeah.
Nothing. She brings nothing to the Palp Vader Mara team. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Apart from dying, because obviously I only have 3-star gear.
Well, yes.
She brings nothing to that team.
Yeah, that's right. Where did you wail out on Sweck and Swister?
No, I didn't. Again, she's going to be like Bad Batch, like you said, so she's going to need her entire team, and I'm not going to do that. Plus, I don't wail out on characters anymore, ever. I waited till they go to the shipments, and then I'll just use earned crystals to purchase them through shipments. It takes a few months, but I'm okay with waiting a few months. Most of the characters need to come out in a few months. It takes a while for all of the package to be released, and then if I spend any money at all, it might be maybe $100 on a crystal package to get 2 of the characters through shipments. So
Agree.
Smarter.
I think that is smarter. All right, Darstein question. I have all the ships, so it doesn't bother me, but for the newer players, is there a reason why CG hasn't accelerated the ship shards? That's a great point. What the hell's going on with that? We were already doing
Just
it for
being
character. Okay, go ahead, Nev.
They're just being mean.
Okay, so they're being very not nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and why are they being not nice? Nev? Let's go to our feelings garden.
Because it's something the community's asking for. It's like,
They
they're
don't like
asking for
Nev,
it. So,
that's why.
So let's just keep giving
Nev,
them
way to go.
characters because they're asking for it. So yeah, just being mean.
Just being mean. All right. Anybody with any idea of why we haven't had accelerated ships besides the fact that CG is being mean to the player base? Okay, we're going to stick with being mean. That's the number
There we
one
go.
answer.
See,
I'm not going to. Okay, there is not enough ships. I mean, the fact is, God, if there isn't enough ships, why accelerate everybody getting them? I think pretty much when CG sits down and has a meeting, I think the ships conversation comes at the very end, just after what happened to the droid attack of the Wookiees. It's like it's in that kind of going, should we do ships? No, we won't. No, I think you can't accelerate. There isn't enough ships, so why accelerate them? Sadly.
Okay.
That's honestly not a bad reason, because they would all be accelerated. There wouldn't be a single ship that wouldn't be right now.
Okay. Anybody else on this subject? All right, let's go to the next question. Nathan H. question: would you relic as a trap for his fleet? I have the other fleet commander's relic that I use. What, Ackbar? Yeah, you want to relics are good for capital ships and ships, right?
Well, isn't he the only capital ship or fleet commander or whatever that isn't a GL wreck? Like, you have to have, I think, all the other relics.
Yeah.
But you still can't. You just still definitely can. Like, it's still a good fleet.
Yeah, it's an excellent fleet. I know a lot of. Once I get done with Starkiller here in the next few days, and then rounding up the gear for the Dad Bod Boba Fett team I'm doing. Once all these characters I'm working on are done, then I'm going into nothing but ships and just going through a few of the characters that I don't have relic, like Ackbar. He's been in Gear 12 forever. Time to take him to relic, so I can use his capital ship, a little bit more effectively on offense, right? So I'm going to be working on ship characters for a bit because it's time. But I wanted to get my ground forces in order before I went and did that for ships. So that I'm just tapped on the salvage. I'm like, oh, might as well just take my time. I got to work on this crap anyway. So, but yeah, I think Ackbar's worth it. Okay. Utah, what's going on, buddy? Says, with Dash and Kyle and Cantina, which would you prioritize first in farming? I mean, which team do you have more in line? Do you have your Rebel Fighters ready to go? Do you have prepared team if you're an older player like an old crusty turd like me? I mean, I think that's kind of... I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I mean, if you have a team that you can use it quicker with, might make sense. I don't know. What do you guys think? Kyle or Dash? Who would you pick there?
I would go Dash all the way.
Dash all the way? All right.
Dash all the way because you can get that team even faster than the other one, Kyle Katarn's team. They have an insane opening, and they're really built for GAC, and everybody should do you want to be selfless for your guild, but you also want to be selfish for GAC because that's where your crystals come from. And Dash teams, people underestimate them a lot. They come in, they try to do what they can, and because of the scoundrel stuff, you can really mix it up. You don't have to go straight just prepared, although those teams do really well. But you can mix it up with other characters that are non-prepared characters that are scoundrels. So
yeah,
I love that team.
Yeah, Kyle's kind of pigeonholed with Rebel Fighters. I mean, you can put him with Jedi, but that's only a TB one, so he doesn't really
he'll do just as much as any other Jedi Master Luke. You can use him there if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, so there's that. But yeah, where you make a good case, I like Dash. I say Dash. That's a pretty good one that you can use in a lot of teams. Yeah. Anybody else?
Dash? Yeah, I'm doing him first for actually TW for the guilds. Because the videos that Vanseal has been making about Dad Bod Boba beating Galactic Legends, they either require you to have a Fennec or Dash as fifth. And Fennec is still, because she's a hard node, is still miles away. Yeah. So I'm gonna finish Dash first just so that team's complete.
Yeah, I'm actually finishing that team. I just have to get Fennec done. So as soon as she's 7-star, gear her up and put her with that Bod Boba Fett, and I'm going to be using that counter. So, Starkiller first, though. Let's just get Starkiller first. All right. Yeah, let's get him first. Nathan H's question: which Jedi and Sith not in the movies would you like to see in the game? Ooh. I'm going to go around the corn here and let everybody pick. I'll just give me one Jedi and one Sith that you'd like to see in the game that are not in the movies. I think they're all in the
Kinderon, Exar Kun.
You are all right, Aldous. Thanks for responding first as I went around the corn. Nev just jumping in there.
I can't. I'm looking at the zoom. I'm the top right. If you were going around the corn clockwise, it would
around
be
the corn just means I just go around the corn. It doesn't mean I have starting point. Nev, that's fine. Nev, that's fine. So Nev's giving his answer. Everybody named Aldous and not Nev. What do you think?
It's just me. I agree with Nev.
My God.
Well, no, Carl. Look, I'm not a big lore person, so I don't know all the dates of people.
That's
so
fine.
I'm not gonna talk. I'd quite like Trilla without her helmet. That'd be nice. But she's not technically Sith. Nah, I don't know. I think no, I don't have anyone. I don't even know. There's nobody from that. I'd like them to expand more the other bits of the lore outside just Jedi and Sith. I think there is a lot more. I'd love more of the Jabba stuff. I like what they're doing with the Mandalorian. I like them. So the wider they make the game, the happier I am. So rather than Jedi and Sith, I'd rather have like a new, like they're doing the Inquisitors, to be honest. Okay.
Calvin, awesome.
For Sith, definitely Darth Krayt. He's actually who I wanted instead of Darth Talon. I
How
thought
dare
he would
you,
have been
sir?
really. Nice.
What if
It
Darth
would be
Talon
really
had
nice
been
addition.
dressed like she was originally supposed to be dressed, and not with all the armor? Because
We wouldn't have a game.
I would just sit there and stare the rest
People
of my
would
life.
just be spinning Darth
Yeah,
Talon.
just like,
Spin.
I like Crate. All right, Jedi. Any Jedi on your radar?
Jedi, I really can't think of one. Like, 'cause I'm a huge fan of the Clone Wars, but almost all of those we either already have or they did appear in the movies. Like, I really want
Sure.
Padawan Obi-Wan, but he's very clearly in the Phantom
Oh, yeah.
Menace.
Okay, gotcha. Warrior, any thoughts from you, buddy?
Yeah, 100%. So for Jedi, Jax Pavin, because he
Nice.
survived Order 66 on Coruscant Underworld, which, guess what?
Oh, my
He could
God.
come into the game and you could use the Coruscant Underworld police.
I hate your answer now.
As part of his thing, it would force everyone to have like a Relic 9 because
You're a
that's
very,
what they'll do
you're
in the
a
future.
very, very bad man, Warrior.
Cup, yeah, you'd have a cup, and because Anyway, I think Jax would be fun, and then of course Darth Bane, Darth Xana,
Yeah.
Xana and Darth Bane with the Rula too, the two of them, either one. But the fact we don't have Bane, like, what is going on?
Yeah, I think that the combinations you can go with. I think I like Crate. With you can go with Kate Skywalker. You can bring him in, right? Why not? The other ones. Then when I think of Force users, of course, Darth Bane is always one. You could also bring Lord Hoth as his counterpart, right? Because he's from that last big Sith versus Jedi Empire kind of thing. You have Malgus and Satil Shan. So there's I've always said that biggest push that I've made has been for the Inquisitors. My second faction that I've wanted to see in the game for a long time is the Celestials, father, brother, sister. Let's bring in Abeloth. Let's go. Let's get nasty. Let's get some really epic characters like that in here. So yeah.
What about Malgus, like Darth Malgus too?
Did I say Malgus and Satil? No, Malgus is it's Malgus and Satil. Would be the two from the Old Republic MMORPG. Those two are good. Who else? I mean,
I would go old Republic. Udon Nomi Sunrider.
Yeah, there's
Qualdroma,
the
Qualdroma
Kun,
brothers.
Yeah.
Frieden Nad.
Yeah. Tulak Horde. I mean, there's so many that they can bring in. Tulak Horde is the coolest looking character in Star Wars I've ever seen. Man, that armor he wears is just gross. I love Tulak Horde's look.
Darth Plagueis.
Plagueis. Hey, Plagueis is actually a good choice, man.
Corran Horn,
Kip Duran. I mean, Christ in heaven, we got so many good choices. All right, which one?
Oh, I don't get to say.
You don't say anything, Thane, man. You
didn't ask me.
Because you never talk, man.
Just still ask me.
Okay, well, Thane, what are your thoughts on this question?
Jeez.
I'm not awake. I need more coffee before I talk. And then all of a sudden I don't talk to you, and then you're like, hey, I'm ready to talk now.
I would like Plagueis and Gillen Merrick. Those will be my two.
Okay.
For Sith and Jedi.
Like it.
Yeah.
Good selections. I like that. All right. Tealaman with another question. It says, with Second Sister Inquisitors coming to the game, is there any way we can get other characters from Fallen Order like Saw or even Truffle to get the Wookiee leader? I don't know about Saw Gerrera. Which version of Saw Gerrera do we want? Do we want, have you come to kill me, my child? Or do we want younger Clone Wars Saw that was like, breathing without an apparatus? I mean, I don't know.
Both is good.
Both is good? Okay. So Calvin's just a fan of any version. I'm trying to think of
I think it's very obvious, or maybe not obvious, but it's very clear why they haven't already given an Omicron to Night Sister, and that's because Marin is going to have it.
You think Marin's coming to the game?
I think at some point.
Okay. We still have Cal Kestis, we still have Marin.
Because Night Sisters, they're still usable, much like Mon Mothma was, but they're not an A+ team right now by any means.
I can't think of the lady that spoilers for Fallen Order if you haven't played it. Sorry. Who was the lady that was with him at the end? I can't remember her name. It's you and her.
The Jedi, the ex-Jedi who finds
pilot,
him.
Yeah,
I don't remember her name either.
I don't remember her name. There's also a baddie that he fights on the planet there. Was it Dathomir? Not Dathomir. What planet does he go to the temple for the Night Sisters?
I think that might be Dathomir.
Was it Dathomir? I can't remember. It's been a while since I played the game, but he's...
How about the old dude who...
Yeah, with the two red lightsabers.
Sith, but went dark side.
Yeah, he's still fallen Jedi. I can't think of their names, Christ. So, anything else? No. Okay. what it would surprise me, the two main characters. I mean, Marin and Cal Kestis, right? Those are two that, you know, if they're going to bring a second sister, kind of opens the door, right? Well, they've opened the door with all these Legends characters. I mean, from the games, we got Iden from Battlefront 2. I don't think we're going to get any other characters from Battlefront 2. I think she was just a specific pull from there because...
They gave her a very functional team that was already in the game.
I don't think we're going to get anything more from Inferno. I just don't feel that. Not right now. I'm not saying in the future we might, but I think Iden was just brought in as a character to round up the other troopers for now. I'm not saying that in the future, but I don't think we're going to get anything for a while for Battlefront 2.
By the way, her Ami is amazing.
Oh,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you haven't seen footage,
maybe best Ami in the entire game.
I'd put Zam's is slightly better, but they're both.
You can make
phenomenal.
A good argument for both. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're probably the top two in my opinion, especially after the Qui-Gon fiasco.
Let's see here. What else? 23 question says, how do you think Dad Bod Boba Fett, son of Jango, will be used in the next TW and with what team comp? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, there's Dad Bod Boba Fett and Fennec. Panel go. What are the other?
I think people are going to be switching to offense now because we all figured out that on defense, even the good comp gets wrecked by like CLS.
Yeah. AI is stupid. What would you use? Dabba, Boba Fett, Fennec. I mean, because what team do you guys give me some comps? You guys think?
Just statistically speaking, people struggle the most with the top three comps, which is a Rey comp, the Lord Vader comp, or the General Kenobi comp. So the Jedi Master Kenobi comp. So those are the top three. So that's what you're going to go after, is taking out one of those more difficult comps, which opens you up to having more that you can place on defense, or alternating which offensive teams you're bringing into the battle. So I think he's probably going to be used against Lord Vader, because Lord Vader takes a lot of time to ramp up, the most of all, and that because of that, it gives you an opportunity for the first couple minutes to ramp up, because that's exactly what Fennec has to do. She has to ramp up. So it's a perfect counter for the Lord Vaders, and it's cheap in comparison to GLs. So
yeah, it's because it's Dad Bod Boba. The team I'm thinking of is IG Quill, Bam,
and then Dash for Fennec.
Yeah, Fennec for sure, and then Dad Bod Boba Fett, and then because those TW Omicrons, man, makes him a powerhouse. And I know that against even without him being in TW, that's a comp that you can use against Lord Vader in GAC. So I think that'll be the comp that you'll see if you have Lord Vaders on defense. The Rey and the GMK, I agree with you, Warrior. That's a hell of a lot different with Dad Bod Boba Fett. It's not that they can't kill characters on that team or beat it, but it's a hell of a lot harder because those teams are constantly... You got to worry about Rey's Whirlwind, and you got to worry about her Ultimate. And then GMK is just... That's just a nasty comp. It's a tough one to beat. I don't
know. I don't know if I've seen Dad Bod Boba beating JMK.
I just don't either. But first order SLKR, sure. Jedi Master Luke, absolutely. Vader, of course. You're not going to see C on defense. Just go in troopers and be happy. Don't waste that on that. But yeah, I think Rey and GMK would be the two difficult ones to take out, just because they're annoying. They just do shit that just throw you completely off. Okay, good stuff. Good times. Obito Ochiya. Oh, okay, well, we're getting some Naruto action here. So this question, am I the only one here who doesn't like how they are limiting these big characters because of Omicrons? Starkiller and Scion, Boba Fett, Scion of Jango is who I'm referring to. I like it on the weaker marquee tunes.
I agree.
I think this is their way of giving us GL killers without having to nerf them in every game aspect. So I'll take it.
Yeah, I think they made they were, was it Dojo or somebody was talking about this? I can't remember where I heard this at or read this at. That their intention for the marquee characters with Omicrons is to make them better overall, but not be able to kill Galactic Legends. However, anything that's Conquest or like Starkiller, any character at that level will have Omicrons in certain game modes that can take out GLs. I'm okay with that. It's 3.
That was going to be my point. It's significantly more expensive.
Yeah, but I think that's more of an Omicron limitability than it is the actual characters having the Omicron, because Omicrons are so hard to get right now. You know, you can only get them in the Galactic Challenge. That's 2. You can only get them in Conquest. You get a couple there, and you get a couple more if you get the $9.99 pack. And then you get them out of, and you can buy them, which do not buy the $100 pack for 30 Omicrons. That's a horrible deal. Don't do it. I don't care if you're Kraken. Just buy something else. I don't care. Get crystals. Christ. And then Cantina, and the drop rates of those are so helter-skelter. You never know when you're going to get. Sometimes I get 1 or 2, and then I go a couple days without getting any. So, you know, it's just the way it works. Yeah, they're doing Omicrons a little bit different. Zetas, because we've had this issue before. First it was Omegas. We were Omega poor. Then we were Zeta poor. And the only place you could get Zetas was the events. And then we even had the drop rate. Remember before they changed it, where we could get O for O? You know, 0 times 0 is still 0. And then it was like ship the fleet store, you can get Zetas. So a lot of us were having to get Zetas out of there. I think they need to start. Me personally, I don't know how the rest of the panel feels. Omicrons need to be. We need to get more drop rates in places where the Omicrons now. It's getting ridiculous. With this many characters in the game that have Omicrons, and the big. I mean, there's a lot, and we're significantly falling behind. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think they need to start upping the drop rate.
Yeah, I mean that's they did do that with Zetas. They slowly put them into like. I think they're available in like 6 or 7 places now. Like they're everywhere. Like we have them in JC, we have them in Territory Wars. I do believe we have some that drop in Conquests. They're in the assault battles now. It's just one of those things that over time they do need to slowly trickle them into more game modes and more areas.
Yeah, we need Omicron. Go ahead.
Well, I'd like them to do the opposite. I like it when I'd like it if they dropped 20 different Omicrons on 20 different characters, and then people had to choose the order, and you started facing people that had radically different teams simply because of what they'd Omicroned or not. You know, there's a lot of JACs you go into now where, hang on, oh god, has the Zami got it or not? Does the Qui-Gon, you know, Zami's the one you need to check. So I'd like it if they actually kept the Omicron drop rate where it is and actually prevented people from getting all of them. And, you know, people had to basically choose, are you going to go down this way or that way? And just, yeah, I think it would add more variety to the game. So I'd advocate keeping the drop rate where it is and launching another 20, and everyone can pick the one they want. That's why I would go.
All right. We are getting into our little spiel here. Make sure you guys that are sitting here, we got almost 100 people. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. It really does help with the content. So while you're here, keep getting your questions, and remember, put the word question in front of your actual question statement, or I will not see your actual question. So if you want you want this amazing panel to answer your questions, make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question. Get your questions in now. We got about 30 minutes before we start wrapping up the Jedi Academy, so it behooves you to get your questions in sooner rather than later. And make sure you hit that thumbs up, all that good stuff, because it does help us with what we're doing. All right, that being said, we got this awesome panel. Let's continue on. Darsign 1972 says, question, anyone else want a brand new good team of Wookiees? How about new characters from Kashyyyk from Revenge of the Sith?
Oh, no. They can pull them from anywhere, but I want the Wookiee team, definitely.
The Kashyyyk team, the Kashyyyk killers. There's a certain Wookiee we can't talk about right now because it's spoilers, but we all know who we're talking about. Special K, we know what we want.
Well, they can go KOTOR 2. One of the companions was also a dark side Wookiee.
Yeah.
He would be very cool to put into the game. Chewbacca does have relatives that are canon that can be put into the game.
What about his wife and son from the Christmas special? How do we feel about those two coming into the
I was
game?
thinking add a Chittick instead of them. But...
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, do we want these characters just to be a Wookiee faction? Like just 5 characters from like Kashyyyk that you can use as a Wookiee faction? Or do we want some of these characters or we just want Wookiees to go into other teams, right? That's the question.
Best thing they could do is create a Wookiee, tag, and then create an Ami for at least one of them, maybe the hardest one to get or something, that says if the team is all Wookiees, they all get, 250% defense penetration and 200% offense. Something simple.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this team that normally would suck has a couple of tanks. And then put Vandor, give him an army that says, when a Wookiee dies, they revive. So that way you have to kill the team twice, something to that effect. And then everyone's punching harder. And all the current Wookiees we have in the game are actually really good. They're all good in their own right. But if they had something to bring them together synergistically, then it would make them fun. And now that they have these armies, they can do anything with anything, really.
Yeah, it's a good observation. There's just a lot of Wookiee. There's just a lot of characters still left to come into this game, man. I mean, we haven't even touched the tip of the spear of like characters that they can bring in, and since they've done Legends characters, now they've really expanded the whole universe to where they can bring anything they want in from any source, canon or Legends material that they can bring in, whether it's games, books, comic books, you name it, they can bring it in. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Really, Mike Hunt, that's your question? Oh my God. Question from Michael W. Huntington III from Her Majesty's Secret Gaming Services. Are Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and the Yeti actual Wookiees? What kind of question is that, Michael?
You don't know. I mean, we are talking about, a species of alien from a galaxy far, far away and a long time ago. So, what's to say they didn't come to Earth? And
I feel like Wampa is closer, though. Like Wampa is more.
Yeah, I think that's more of a Wampa. Yeah, it's not a Wookiee. My God, what kind of questions, Mike? Damn you! All right, next question. What do you think about the increased number of gear needed, like golden eyeballs for 50 to 60 example? Well, I mean, the phase one of we haven't talked about this. So we've gotten the first part of stage one of phase one of like we're getting stun guns and the eyeballs and stun cuffs and things of that nature. Now what's been biting me in the ass is those other secondary pieces like Cheetah comlinks and those stupid binoculars that somehow, some way seem to have crept up, but I need a ton of them. So we know that phase one will be completed when they put all those guaranteed pieces into the shard store, where it's like a stun gun is, those exact pieces, right, for shard currency. Phase two, what do you guys want to see from phase two? We know that there's a phase two coming soon, TM. What do you guys think they should focus on with phase two? Now that we've gotten the phase one part with the, the dailies and stuff like that, where they've increased the gear with the challenges and other things, also adding more gear in Conquest and other places. What do you think should be the next? What should be the big thing for phase two?
Gear 12.
Yeah, God. Preach, brother.
I don't care how they do it, but any of those pieces is really on right side or left, just because of relic material. I want to see those go down. Like I legitimately, I do feel the crunch has eased up with the gold eyeballs, with the stun guns, with the carbantes. Like I'm gearing stuff left and right up to gear 12. But then you get up to gear 12, and I mean, I've been stuck on Newt, getting him from gear 12 to gear 13 for like a week.
What did you say? Yeah,
Oh, that's a problem, Padme.
Padme.
Yeah, no, it's
I really appreciate you guys for that. I really enjoyed that.
Taking those old characters to gear 11 now, it's a lot easier to take.
It's so easy. It's so nice.
It's so nice. I mean, the newer ones less so because it requires Kairos.
Well, that's another.
But those, if you're looking,
but that's fine. Give me one thing at a time. Like I'll take it. Yeah.
You're looking at your roster and you see some character and it's like, oh, okay. So like perfect example, Iden Versio comes out and it's like your trash Imperial troopers will be, useful. So you're looking at them and it's like, oh wow, okay, I could take that straight to 11 because it's old crappy gear that I've got low. So it's perfect, So I mean, on multiple accounts, I took multiple trash Imperial troopers to gear 11 just to dump with her. And it's like I haven't done them all. I had to pick and choose. I couldn't just like take four characters on one account to gear 11, but I was able to do like 2 on this one and 2 on that one and 2. So yeah, I do like the fact that, and they're good. Not that they need to be. I mean, you can take out a Carthanasi Old Republic team with 8s and 9s with Iden Versio, but it's nice to have the comfort zone of them being at 11 because obviously she's only 3 stars.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's nice for the stun guns and the stun cuffs, the carbantes, the black eyeballs. Those are all really nice. But yeah, I'm with Calvin on this. I think gear 12 because they're talking about the reason they're doing the gear stuff is to get people to get these characters to roll. Like, well, the biggest hurdle now is we're getting everybody to gear 12, but then when we get to gear 12, we're kind of stopped right there, you know, because. The other thing too is they're gonna have to address this eventually here in this with this gear crunch salvage. After doing, and I think a lot of us can speak to this, I know Warrior you can as well, after getting 6 GLs, the Executor, Christ in Heaven, I'm about to do Star Kill, I am tapped out. I have nothing left. Remember Warrior when we had tens of thousands of gear? I don't have tens
especially
of gear.
the lower end stuff. You had, you know, whatever. But I think so you said step 1, and is this confirmed that they're going to be placing specific things in for like shard shop currency?
That's what they said, yeah.
Okay, so see, that's step 1 is give us access to the actual gear, right? But I think the second step is to actually devalue the existing currency, and the reason is the value is now in relics, right? So if it used to be, hey, we're going to give you on this drop 1 Carbonti 50% of the time, it should be 100% of the time now. Like their drop rates should be doubled on all gear that is not relics, especially gear 12. You should double the drop rates on all of that. You're still going to have to farm it. Still going to take time. You're just accelerating the time in which it takes to get those things. So if they give us access to everything and then double how fast we get it, it helps. And they'll think, oh my God, you can't do that because then what would happen to our packs that we sell? Well, your whales are still going to buy that because it still accelerates more characters. Like you said, when you're going for too much too quick, you run out. No matter how much they give us, you're going to run out. But there is a devaluation that needs to happen because they're still highly coveting like gear 9, 10, 11, and 12 gear that we're getting it faster now, but not as fast as we should be, especially that gear 12.
Yeah, the other issue is Chirotex. There's only 2. And you get them from, if you complete all your dailies, you get a couple, and you get them here and there. But the drop rates there's only 2 nodes that you can farm religiously for Chirotex, and the drop rate is absolutely garbage. I average about, on a 20 pull, right, I get about 20%, so 4 to 5 is about what I average. I mean, that's average. There's a lot of times I'm only getting 2 or 3 on the pull. I mean, if you do a 20 pull and you only get 2 or 3, that sucks. And there's such a coveted piece, and you're using, I mean, when you're using that amount of energy, because I'll do the crystal energy refreshes and go in there and try to get as many as I can, but you know, it would help too that if we had some card text on the dark side and the data pads on the light side, because if you get stuck in pigeonhole, like I just had this happen to where I've got a ton of the data pads. Why? Because I went back to back. I went Lord Vader and I went C, but I couldn't get the other card text because I had to farm tickets. So all I was getting, and I farm card text is those card texts. I have to use dark side stuff, but I can't get the shock prods. So now I'm scrambling now to go get shock prods, and I've got 600 of the data pads, but I only got like right now I have like 70 of the shock prods because I mean you just can't pick them up fast enough. So I think they need to do that. That would be kind of nice. Any other gear stuff you besides gear 12, Chirotex being a big thing? Any other gear? We haven't talked about Cheddar comlinks and the binoculars. I hate those things so much. They always pop in out of nowhere. I'm like, God damn it, I don't have any of these. Jesus Christ. I'd like to see them drop somewhere.
I'm with Ranger on the doubling. They just need to, you know, it's not just increasing the drop rate as well. It's the events, because they give gear on events. So it's not just doubling the drop rate or increasing the drop rate, but increasing the amount of gear they give at events. So you'll go through all of the tiers of an assault battle, and it'll give you like 4 of this, 4 of that, 4 of that, 5 of this, 5 of that. How about 10 of this, 10 of that, 10 of that, little things like that. And they only, I mean, you can look at the calendar and see, well, they only do 20 assault battles a month. So it's like they're only doubling the gear that we get 20 times a month anyway. So it's not like they're giving it being over the top and giving it, but it does help alleviate that crunch and that grind. So I would suggest that they do something along those lines, as well as increasing the drop rate for gear, because the drop rate for gear, I agree with Rory, it needs to be doubled.
Yeah, and the other thing too is salvage is a big component of this as well, because when you're trying to relic characters, you can't use that gear for salvage, and a lot of that is tied into salvage for relic stuff, right? And that's the other part of this that's really, really difficult. I think that's why I'm with you on this, Warrior, about your statement, is because the salvage, once you get somebody to relic, okay, relic 1, not a problem, right? But then after that, you're like, uh-oh. It's like, wait a minute, you can't, especially when you're trying to take characters to 5, 6, and 7. That's when it gets really wonky. Relic 1 to 4 is okay. I mean, it's you can use lesser pieces for that with the salvage, but when you get to 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, Christ in heaven, I mean, you're having to salvage some crazy stuff that you're like, well, do I take this character to Relic 8 or do I take these 2 characters to Relic 0? That's the thing that I hate about the salvage mechanic.
Yeah. CG, just a little bit of quantitative easing, right? Would be perfect right now.
We're just asking for a little help, just a tad bit, just a eensy beensy. Doing good. Let's keep it up, man. Keep it going. That's all we're asking. All right. Next question from Chris. Hello, Chris. This is what about the crappy drop rates in fleet battles? Just shite. Yeah, they're not. Look, let's be honest. Hard nodes, period, are horrible farms. I don't care if it's a normal hard node on normal energy or ships. They're pretty cruddy, because I'm doing Fennec and I'm doing Omega right now. They're pretty cruddy. I hate it. Stupid ass Stain had me the other day. It's like, nah, refresh it, do it again. I'm like, I don't get good drop rates. No, go ahead and do it. So I did it. 0. It's like, do you feel better about yourself now that I didn't get anything? Yeah. So I don't know, the drop rates for hard nodes. I mean, remember we used to have 8 pulls on hard nodes? Can we get those again?
Oh, that's been a long time.
God, that was amazing.
That was. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Bloody hell, that was a while ago.
I forgot
How long
about
ago was that? Oh,
it was Jedi
yeah.
Revan. It was Darth Revan meta. Into the gas period, so it's probably been almost 2 years.
8 goes. Oh, them were the days.
I think
you remember that time it was only supposed to last 2 weeks, and Carrie was in charge and she let it go for 6 months.
Yep.
That was awesome.
And they got really used to it, and they were like, no.
We
get
it for a few days.
Well, I mean, it's okay, and I love the fact that they've done accelerated characters, but you have to wait a year for each of these characters. So
that's okay, though.
It's okay, but I still wish they would, because the drop rates being as cruddy as they are, let us have 8 pulls. Let's go back to 8. I really do, because it just increases the chance a little. It's not like it's going to be extraordinary, but I mean, I personally would love to see it. I mean, the 5 pulls is just. I hate it.
Double drop. You remember when they would do the 2 or 3 days of double drops when it was 8 pulls? I mean, those days were like, they were awesome. Those days, they were so much fun. But back then we still had. No, why can't that's not it? We had Mist. Mist used to love those days. You remember? Mm-hmm. He would hoard. It's like, we've got a double drop coming. I'm going to hoard all of my energy, and then he would do his weekly stream, and you would just.
And then he would cuss the entire stream because.
And then he would just cuss the entire stream
because it never dropped anything more than normal. He'd be pissed off. I love Miss Passier. He's awesome.
Missed.
I think. Sorry, Rachel. I think that would be the one thing I would change on the gear or whatever. I think guaranteed drops. I think there's enough. What do we call it? We don't call it gambling mechanics. Surprise mechanics.
Surprise mechanics. Yeah.
Loot box.
Surprise mechanics.
Yeah.
It's definitely not gambling. It's surprise mechanics.
Yeah.
I think removing some of those would be my number one. So not necessarily easing things, not necessarily giving me more, but just guarantee. There is enough things in this game where there's so many surprise mechanics that I'd like to see them remove that a little bit. I'd like to see them guarantee like to guarantee the Zetas.
Yep.
I'd like them to guarantee, you know what? If you pull 5, you get at least 2 shards or something like that. I'd like to see them make it not quite so up and down. I just make it flatter. I'm not talking across the board to everything. I'm just saying, you know, grab something, even if it's Kairos, and just give us like a guaranteed. I don't know. I can't guarantee half, but
I get the gist.
Like
I get the gist.
Something like that would. I'd like. I think at the moment there is too many surprise mechanics in the game, and removing some of those would be my number one. Because then I could plan better. I could be more. Okay, I'm using that. I could be okay if I do double refreshes on that node or whatever, or if I pull that X times, I could have more of that. I would like that. That'd be my number one.
All right.
Sorry, I just read what Gav P wrote.
I can't see it right now. Mike says, should a Mac converter be introduced so we don't have to keep tunes to make shite? Yeah, having to have a tune to make certain pieces of gear. Why is that a thing? Why have we still... Can we just pick the piece? If we have the stuff, we don't need a character just to make that gear. I don't understand why this is a thing. And I know it affects Krakens more than it does slower, because you can go if you have.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
they don't have the gear 8 Ugnaught or whatever.
Yeah, they've got, you know, they don't have where they can go in there and do that a lot of times. I think that's actually sucks, you know, for them, because you can't convert that stuff. I think we should have a converter. It doesn't matter what character, if you have it or not. Just let them, you know, whatever pieces you farmed, just convert it. You know, I think that's.
You're telling
silly.
me the Jawa scavenger can't convert stuff? Come on now.
Yeah,
you know, that should just be added as a, you know, a benefit. Is he also can convert anything for anything for you?
God bless America. All right. Epic. so silly. Epic fail says, question. Now that I finished the Get 2 shits, what should I do with Get 2 Horde gears, Kairos? Cairo, unless you're specifically farming. Sometimes I'll get it for the. It depends on what you're farming. Your gear that you need, right? I do use Kairos depending on what I'm needing, but I've used it mainly for furnaces. What's the other pieces that's in there? A lot of those right side pieces, furnaces are, you just always need gold furnaces. Those are a piece that I'm consistently having to farm out of the Get To store. It depends on what you're farming. Look at your characters and what you need, and use your Get to enhance that, right? You've got it there for that reason, because you can farm Cartex with energy, but let's say you need to finish up a piece or something, you can use you can get some Cartex, but I like it for the right side pieces, because it's always those right side gold pieces, man. They're a mother effer to get. They really are. I don't know what else you guys use for your Get To, but for me, it's always those right side gold pieces. It's religiously what I farm that with.
Always Kairos. I just
always Kairos. Okay.
It's pure 100% pure Kairos. I like to have triple digit Kairos just banked, because they drop new characters, and the new characters always need Kairos. You need Kairos to take characters from 12 to 13, and I mean, I get what you're saying regarding the, you know, right side pieces and those gold, but the thing is, it's easier and cheaper to farm those pieces in other areas of the game, whereas with Kairos,
you got the shard store. I can see that too. Like, I would say it depends on what you're farming. Let's say you're doing Bad Batch, you definitely want to go for Kairos first. Just use your Get To for Kyrotex, because 400 a pop, that's, oh god, Lord Vader farm, just, I'm having PTSD. Hold on, I need a moment. God, I had to get over that. Jesus.
I like having like 400 7s and 9s banked.
It's it's good to have, but I mean, 1 or 2 characters and that shit's gone. So yeah,
exactly. That's why I like to have
horrible.
400 banked.
Can I ask a question? Does anyone actually hoard Get 2 and Get 1? I mean,
what
level?
No.
What level do people cut them at? Okay.
You can't. Okay, I can't afford to hoard that stuff. I have got to use it religiously.
I think it's pointless at this point too. Ever since they switched over to Conquest characters, like, it became very clear that they're middle tier characters, like Gas and Malik they're not doing it anymore. They're just going to be doing them through Conquest, or maybe like a Star Killer type of thing. Like, I think they were received so poorly they're not going to do it again.
It's not that they received them poorly. It's that people were hoarding, and then you could just get a character on day one, and they don't like that. They want you to have to struggle to get a character. And so that's why with Conquest, you can only have 3,500 of that currency. They don't want you to hoard it. 2, they don't want you to get it fast. That's why Conquest is forcing you to do 3 different sets of Conquest. It's not about anything other than they don't like the Horde. They understand and recognize we all hoarded, so they took that benefit away from us, which is a dick move. Sorry, but it is.
Well,
there was no monetization for them. They were just frustrating people out of nowhere. Like, you can't buy get.
Nope. That's the one currency you can't buy.
I'm glad they didn't do that with the bloody Executor, because now I'm at 22,600 crystals, and I'm only like a few relic levels away on Boba and Piet. So when that event comes around next month, I'm getting my 7-star Executor, because I will be at 25,500 crystals.
Good.
Yes.
Good. All right. What else in 3 question? Aren't we at this point at the point where the first Conquest characters end up farmable somewhere else? It's been
in my opinion, yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering that myself. I'm in limbo on this as well, guys, because the way that I understood Conquest, someone here will tell me if I'm a potato head. Bless you, warrior. We were supposed to be, it was supposed to be in stages. First stage was it's the main thing you get. Then second stage, it's the secondary thing, and then after that, it's in the Conquest stores. You can just purchase it out of there, and then it's supposed to become free to play farmable. It ain't that last part ain't happening yet, and I'm kind of wondering what the hell's going on, because how long Conquest, we're coming up on number 5. It's been like what, almost a year since Conquest came out?
And we're approaching, Razor Crest is approaching a year.
So what's the dealio? Because at this point, after a year, not only should the damn thing be out, it should be double dropped. It should be, well, it's a ship. Never mind. It shouldn't be accelerated. They don't have any ships accelerated. What am I talking? But at least farmable.
You got to remember, this is it's an extremely important ship. It is a major bone of contention for people with new accounts.
Sure.
Because they can't get the Executor without a 7-star Razor Crest. Okay, so you've got this OP ship. The event drops once every single month. And there are people that physically cannot go for it because they can't get Razor Crest shards.
Yeah, and I don't understand.
Yes, there are a few. Yes, there are. I mean, and I get there are places where it can be got, but it needs to be farmable.
Yeah,
crystals. You can buy the shards with crystals. It needs to be farmable, though.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it. I honestly think they'll go back.
Oh, really? You don't think they're going to do that?
Yeah, I think they'll go back in it because.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So in 5 years' time, when I'm a new person, I can just farm why bother with Conquest? Screw all the Conquestness. I actually think that if they start putting the Conquest people farmable from a node, it devalues anyone ever doing Conquest.
Well, you have to wait a year.
Oh, no.
To
I
start it.
No. I mean farmable in a store.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm talking about new people. So I think that the Conquest characters will move to the Crystal store, but nowhere else. But I honestly think they will be like Watt and Cam, like Chris is saying in chat. I think they will be. They are not going to be easy to get. They are not going to be. You've got to think about the game in a long term sense. The newer people that join us in 2 years' time are able to join. They're not going to be able to farm Razor Crest directly out of a hard node or something like that, a double drops. They're going to be locked in, and so I don't think these will. I honestly don't think these will move quickly across. And I think when they do move, they'll move to a get 1, get 2, or a crystal store.
That's what I think. Yeah. Get one. I mean, like Cam and Watt will eventually get moved.
I'll be much more okay
with
get. But I don't.
I think moving.
I don't want it to be behind crystals forever.
No, I don't either. That sucks. Huh. All right. That's some good observations there, folks. Darsign says, I think one more thing CG should change is when farming tickets for a Galactic Legend, we should be able to do dark side and light side nodes and not make us farm specific to dark side or light side. I'm not the biggest fan. It's not that it's light side or dark side, but you're pigeonholed. Like, for instance, there's only like Chirotex. Just give me some goddamn shock prods that I could farm on the dark side and some data pads on and vice versa. That would be so I can pick which one I want to farm. I don't have one. It's either farm. Because you're to go for Chirotex. Why would you not? I mean, it makes the most sense. 20 pulls, you get Chirotex, and you're getting tickets. I mean, you'd be silly not to do it. But you only get the one Chirotex, and then your not getting the other one, and all these characters take both. So I don't know. Do we like the idea of just making you can use dark side or light side node period, or
I think I think the tickets should be generic.
Okay,
new players coming into the they want CG want the the new player base that's coming into the game to be putting the emphasis and their efforts into GLs. So why not just make the tickets for the GLs instead of a light side and a dark side ticket?
Point.
Just make them generic, one color. And it doesn't matter whether it's light side nodes or dark side nodes, you get tickets.
Just like the Bendu, it's gray.
Because it doesn't upset people's farms. People can be like, right, I'll farm. I can farm those. There's some light side and some dark side in there, but it doesn't matter what you're farming. You're clocking up the tickets. Oh, great! I can do another. I can do another GL.
Forget that shit now. We've got the world famous Cake Gaming is here, everyone. Oh my sweet Jesus! All right, well let's drop your linen and start your grinning. Kate's here. Kate.
Hey guys.
What's going on? Join us for the last 15 minutes of the Jedi Academy.
Yeah.
How is life with Kate Gaming?
It's been very busy lately.
Mm-hmm.
So.
How's your GAC going? World famous Kate Gaming.
This week, lost on the main account, but I won on the bigger one. I went up somebody against like 7 mil GP, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't even have 6. But I'm like, whatever.
Yes. Oh, this is a perfect question for everybody in Kate Gaming. The world famous Kate Gaming is here. Gappy says, question, around the corn, what's your favorite Omicron? I'm going to say I have a lot of fun with Qui-Gons, even though it's been changed. I still enjoy it immensely. Zam's is pretty dope. I love Zam's Omicron, but we'll go around the corn. Kate Game, we'll start with you since you just jumped in. What is your favorite Omicron that you like?
I only have, on the one account, I only have Mara and Qui-Gon. I definitely really like the holds Mara's getting for me in TW. So really loving that one. And then on the bigger account, I have 2 of the Bod Bobas and I have Mara's. So
okay.
I haven't really seen too much with the Bod Boba one yet, so I can't really say on that, but I really like the Mara one. Mara's working out very, very well for me.
All right, Warrior Omicrons. What do you like and what are you feeling right now, buddy?
Favorite TW would be Mara Jades, and my favorite for Grand Arena would be Zam Wessels.
Yeah, I love Zam's. Her's such a good Omicron. Those percentages, man. You're just like, what do I want to murder? It's so nice. The Nav, any Omicron in love that you're feeling right now, buddy?
Zam. I mean, I have Zam and I have Qui-Gon, but Zam, I love Zam's in GAC because whereas that little bit of doubt that used to creep into the back of your mind, will my bounty hunters do this? It's like that. The doubt is gone. With the nom nom, with the Zamicron, it's just like, oh yeah, I know I can do this. Yeah, I'm gonna flatten this team and score 65. So yeah, it's a beautiful nom nom.
All right, Aldous.
Qui-Gon Jinn for me. I've got Qui-Gon Jinn and Zami, but I like the Qui-Gon Jinn and Jedi Anakin. It gives Mace a purpose. Yeah. So Qui-Gon Jinn, because it allows me to put trashy Galactic Republic Jedi on defense or even on offense, and actually they go from being rubbish characters in G12 to actually being viable. I do love the Zami one. It is technically maybe a better Omicron, but I think it's very mod dependent. So yeah, for me, Qui-Gon Jinn.
All right, and then wrapping it all together in a nice bow is Calvin. Awesome.
So I do have like the 4 main GAC ones. I have Idens, I have Qui-Gon Jinn, Zam, and who's the other one? Oh, Dash. I think I like Qui-Gon Jinn's the most. It's just so much fun to take it on offense and then watch the enemy team. Like I did this to a Zam Omicron team. I took in, like Aldous was saying, garbage GR with Jedi Anakin, and just to watch them wail on my weakest GR Jedi the entire time because the AI is dumb, and then Jedi Anakin just ripped the team to shreds.
Yeah,
but I think
yeah. Go ahead.
I think Iden might take over. Like I used her once.
Really good.
And gosh, that team is broken. And there are so many teams. Like CG is like kind of made a point for all these new teams to have some type of attack out of turn. Like every single faction has a character that constantly assists. So I'm right now it's Qui-Gon Jinn, but I think Iden might take over eventually.
Calvin, what are your other troopers at level wise? Just curious.
My Death Trooper and Snow Trooper are both at gear 12. My Magna is going to gear 12. He's currently like gear 9, and my Shore Trooper is gear 11.
Gotcha.
And they're beating like relict teams that are based on assisting. Just it's so broken what the mechanic is.
I love it.
Calvin, can you please apologize to Chief Trooper?
Yeah,
you don't have all the grand arenas. You ignored Chief Trooper there, and he is the king of the Ewoks.
It was a good move. Yeah, we don't speak about it because the Ewoks. I hate the murder bears. Good riddance.
Honestly,
good riddance to bad rubbish.
It's honestly very good. Like especially if you're a newer player, you just built up your Ewoks to get 3PO. It's one of your like top 10 teams. Like that is a good Omicron in a specific setting. Like I can take back what I said.
All right. Jeremy, question: what is wrong with Ray Rock? Well, if you're asking me, I think he just needs some more vitamin E, and he'll be fine. All right.
No, I saw that, and he's talking about the fact that they're holding Get 2, and I was thinking they're like hundreds of thousands of. I'm like, what? Seriously, why?
I'm still sticking with the vitamin E comments. All right, I just think he needs some more vitamin E. All right. Come on, Ray Rock. Come join us in the clean world. What else? 3 question. How much change do you think will happen in the next round of Conquest? I've ranted, I've raved directly to CG. I've said my piece. I told them what, with all the feedback, they've got all the feedback, and I've told them what I think needs to happen, right? Do I have hope? Sure. Do I have a lot of hope?
Please no more Conquest.
Well, I hate to tell you this, Kate. I don't have a good feeling about this. I don't know.
We know what they need to do, but will they do what they need to do? No. They need to return.
Hopeful.
They need to return it to Conquest 6 levels of energy regeneration and refreshes. They're not going to do that, though. They're just not going to do it.
No, they're going to. I mean, God damn it.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know Calvin is. Calvin's just a glutton for
Bring it on.
Yeah.
I love Conquest. I love Conquest, but the problem I have is they will reduce the grind, but they will do. You've got to take 40 battles where you take somebody called Starkiller in. I'd be like, well, I don't even have that. It's like, so they will make it.
I don't
so
really.
specific.
Yeah, I don't mind that so much.
The new characters will become so specific that it'll get ridiculous.
Hey, as long as it's not Cup.
That's not actually a feat, is it, Starkiller?
We don't know.
But it will be.
We don't know.
He's
saying he will.
Oh. I thought we got
remember
like
they did it with.
I was like, what?
They can't have a stroke
Remember
over there.
they did it with challenges. Remember?
Yeah.
They're like, you in order to get a feat, you had to have the Razor Crest, and everyone's like,
Oh, it was Bam.
What?
It was Bam.
Bam,
They did it.
that's
sorry,
right,
Bam,
yeah.
not
Right
Razor
after it
Crest,
came
Bam.
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
You need to have a 7-star Bam, and everyone's
Remember
like,
they did the same thing with Bad Batch.
What?
You had to have the Bad Batch characters specifically.
Well, Bad Batch was more sneaky because they did it clone troopers, but they did it in a way that the Rex lead couldn't win.
No. Yeah. So
I'm sorry to trigger everybody, but my fear about the next Conquest is they will reduce the grind, but they'll make it super specific on the 4 or 5 new characters to the point of where if you don't have them, you can do that feat, and that will lock you out of the red crate, and then being locked out of the red crate, you then can't get the thing free to play. So literally, only the people that are spending money will be able to get the character after 3.
well, it's kind of
that
like
would be so. That's just cruel.
Oh god, I should be in charge of CG. Hang on.
No.
That would be so
Horrible
cruel.
idea,
Everyone's
Aldous.
Like,
I
Yay,
would-
it's fun again, and they get to create
I would run
5.
a coup on your CEO.
Yeah,
And then
but here
everybody
you
all of a
just-
sudden
I'm in
is
charge.
like,
If people literally do not look forward to it, then why is that a thing? Like, this is a game. This is not like my
Make it
job. Like,
fun.
it's all about fun. Like, you're losing people by making it like
know.
as terrible as it is, and
Let
it's
it-
like
It's fun to
everything. Okay, Calvin,
All
you're
right,
like
Calvin,
the like.
but you just like, hey, man.
Get
all
out
right?
of
you're
here,
the
Calvin.
exception. to
Someone
the
get
rule.
Calvin
Like a
some
challenge.
goddamn
I like a
candle
challenge.
Christ in heaven.
Look, I
No,
don't
I want
mind
the
it.
challenge.
I like it.
Look, I do not mind the challenge. But if I literally dread it, like, that's not good. Like, I'm okay with a challenge. I like the first couple sets of Conquest, but like, if I literally dread it and I'm like taking out like an hour or two a day just to do that, minimum, actually, I think it's more like 2 hours, but like, that's not good.
Yeah, quality
It should
of life's
not be
an
like
issue.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the time sink because you've got to do so many battles. You have to go through, and here's the thing, you know, the pack only gives you gear, but that energy is a big problem, man. And the stamina too is you got to have the big hitting teams too for the red crate, because you ain't going into Sector 5 with Imperial Troopers. I'm sorry, you're just not, because you ain't even going in there with SLKR and Ray. They will get destroyed, especially if they lose some stamina. Those teams with that, you know, at Relic 8 with the prepared that they put on those teams are just absolutely gross. You're going in there with like CLS. You're going in there with like Lord Vader and JMK and C, and that's about it, because you are going to get destroyed. And they put these crazy feats on there, and so I just look at them. It's like, it's not that I can't do it. I can do all the feats. I can beat all of it. It's not a problem. I can't stand it. It's like, and especially when you're at the end and you've got to try to knock out, you don't have a choice. You got to get to 635. You only have so much wiggle room, and you're like, oh God, 100 battles, deaths with Jango and Boba Fett. Okay, that'll be fun. Oh, I got to do 40 battles and win with the bounty hunters. Well, that's fun. Let me just go to this, you know, the first section and go to the Kenobi and just, you know, rinse and repeat 40 times. I mean, that's not fun. I don't enjoy it.
I would
go ahead, Aldous.
I was going to say, I would like them to be less blatant with their exclusions. You know, it's like, oh, win with a Sith team and then win without Sith. It's like, okay, don't be so blatant. At least make it more fun, the puzzle. Don't make it like, oh God, you have to win with this and you can't win. But yeah, but I have to say, I like Conquest. Conquest for me is good.
Sure. I
like it as a framework. I think
there are dozens of us.
I think they're still working on it. Well, yes, but there's we are 33% of this panel at the moment. We're winning, Calvin. No, so I think it's a really good framework. I think they're getting it, but I think that they need to be a little more subtle in the exclusions on the team that are just nonsense. I fully expect that the feats will be overly blatant for the new characters, which I'd like them also to tone down.
Yeah, they're not going to. Money.
I know, but it's like, in which case, I think I would call them out early on it if I was a content creator. I would say after day
You're
one,
a content creator.
Yeah.
Am I? Okay, oh God. Is that what I do? But don't bother trying to get the gold feat or the red feat. If you don't have Star Killer, you can't get there. You know, sort of kind of, because at the moment the whole mechanic is to keep people on the hook and make them think they'll get there, and then they realize they can't. So yeah, for me.
So the thing about Conquest, it has so much potential, but they've turned it into this thing where it's like, it takes a lot of time to do. It's not enjoyable. It's frustrating. You know, just let us go. I would be glad if they got rid of the stamina and just made it difficult to where you just have to figure out what you can't. Give us options. You want us to have all these characters and teams. Make it a puzzle where you try to figure out, okay, and let the community get, you know, theory craft and come up with like ways to, you know, use use everything.
For me, stamina is part of the puzzle.
No, I can't stand this.
You have to budget what you're gonna do when you're gonna do it. It's something you have to plan it out.
They can keep the stamina, get rid of the feats, or keep the feats and get rid of the stamina, because
I want them to get rid of the feats of 40. That is dumb. It does not.
Hell, the 21s are dumb.
Those are the two that I always skip every time. Are the two, you know, do 40 battles with this team, do 40 battles with that team. It's funny, they say they want you to use your entire roster, and then they say you need to exclusively use one team over and over and over for the next 2 weeks. Have fun. You know, it's like, come on.
No, 100% Warrior. You hit the nail on the head.
And you can't use them other than that one part, because you take bounty hunters into Sector 4, they're going to get, I don't know, manhandled, you know, because they just can't outspeed some of those teams that are in there. It's really, it's a pain in the ass. It really is. So we'll see, guys. We're going to see what's going to happen with Conquest, you know.
Well, here's the other thing. It's like, these are our opinions of it. And like, we sometimes have a different mindset than a lot of people like who watch, who play this game more casual. Like, if we're thinking this, that's not good. Like,
well, they might not care too. Like,
I know that you clearly don't at this point, but
you don't want to create disengagement, though.
No.
I think that's the point is, you know, when you've got people who are passionate about the game and want to love the game, you know, we're desiring that. And then you find us frustrated. The rest of the community, just, they have that give up attitude. They're like, I don't care. Paying for a game should always be an incentive to do better, not punitive if you don't. So it should always be giving you an edge to the person who's spending the money, but it should never be punitive to the person who doesn't spend money. In every other game, people that don't spend money, things are just much slower, but they can always get the same thing. With this game,
there are a lot of games that aren't like that, though. Like that, if you don't pay, you don't get it. Period.
Yeah, but a few of those games have horrific reviews and stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, they die.
Okay,
do better,
look how
right?
long they last.
Yeah, do better. Like, right, do better. So this game, every time there's something that comes out, it's like, you can pay for this. If you don't, it'll be punitive against you. So sorry, you know, and that's not the way it should be. We shouldn't be buying obligatorily because we are being guilted into the purchase. It should be a reward-based system. That's how purchasing should go. It should be releasing dopamine, not stress and anxiety.
Yeah, it's a great point.
And also, look at how many people actually, if you want to take a content creator's point of view, look at how many people actually stream Conquest. Not many.
That's a great point too.
I don't like streaming it. Yeah, same. I don't want to stream it because, like, I'm just frustrated the whole time. Like, the first 2 sets of Conquest, I did stream because they were fun. Me and Llama were like dying laughing and having a good time. Like, it's not like that anymore. Like, just look at it. Like, when Conquest comes around, how many people are actually streaming it and how many people are actually enjoying streaming it?
Yeah.
Who are. So.
Good observations. Good observations and points from the entire panel. But now we are going to end the Jedi Academy because that's what we do here. Because it's time to let these wonderful people who have come together today to share their knowledge and love of the game with all you wonderful people. But we have to let them pimp their stuff because, well, that's why they're here. We gotta, and do me a favor, guys. When they pimp their stuff, these wonderful people come here on a Saturday on their own time, on their own dime, just to answer your questions. So the easiest way for you to say thank you is go watch their videos, follow their channels. You know, that's an easy way to just go look at their content, give them some love that way. If you really like their content, then hey, become a Patreon, watch all their stuff. I mean, you can do all that as well. So please do that. And we'll just go over the order I see it. So Aldis, where can folks check you out at?
We're on Welcome to Sandflies, the only channel on Twitch that literally in the title says "Welcome to." It is my house. Welcome to me.
Okay.
We did our GAC earlier on. We are a positive place. I love CG. I love the game. And win or lose, we have a party. So yeah, welcome to Sandflies.
All right. Party over here. Okay. Next up, we got the Nev. Wanker.
Yes, I do GAC, and I also do a little show with Ranger called GA Center. We do that once a week, and I also do a show with my co-host on Fridays. You'll find me on the Escape Pod cast on YouTube and just Escape Pod cast on Twitch.
Okay, there you go. Warrior, where can folks check you out at my home slice?
At Twitch and YouTube, Warrior Presents on both, and I'm about as inconsistent a streamer as you can be. So sometimes I do 2 or 3. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 video in a week, and other times you won't hear from me for 2 weeks. So I'm always on Twitter though. So if you go to Warrior Present on Twitter, you can have daily conversations. A lot of the events and feats and stuff I talk about on there, how I'm doing it and stuff when I don't have time to make a video.
That's all right. The lovely Kate Gaming, world famous.
I think I might have you beat Warrior with inconsistency. I like looked at my Twitch thing. I'm like, oh, I haven't streamed since like around my birthday. I'm like, oh, that's been a while. But yeah, on Twitch, KGaming_.
All right.
I'll do GAC at some point.
Someday.
Today, just don't know when.
Yeah, and then the man, the myth, the legend, Calvin. Awesome.
Thank you, Ranger. Yeah, I stream every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Twitch channel, Calvin_awesome. And then we also do GAC on Wednesdays and Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just took our first loss in a long time. The last match in this one, Odyssey might lose again. Like, I put a Galactic Legend on the back wall, and he set all of his up front. So if we can't off meta like 2 or 3 of them, we just lose.
All right. Well, if you want to check that out, check out Calvin Awesome. You should watch it. Awesome content as well. All right. With that, whether you're watching this on Real Good Gamers, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe. We'll be back tonight for some D&D later tonight over on Twitch. So with that, on behalf of the council, everyone have a great rest of your day. I got to go run an errand, so I'm speeding through this because I got to go do this. Hearts and loves to everybody. Be safe. We love you.